Buongiorno e buonasera. Hello and welcome to the kickoff of the 2017 Putnam County Columbus Day festivities. My name is Giulio Cefaloni. I'm the chairman of these festivities this year once again, and I will be your host. We are indeed delighted to be producing this show again this year. We hope you enjoy getting to know our marshals. On behalf of our sponsor, the Italian American Club of Mayapack, I would like to extend a warm welcome to you all. Please welcome the Vice President of the Italian American Club, Guido Boniello, who will speak to us about the Italian American Club. Guido?
Buonasera a tutti. Buongiorno, come state? How are you? My name is Guido Boniello. Sono un member of the Italian American Club. I'm a member of the Italian American Club for the last 20 years. I've been a president for 9 years, and now I'm on board of directors and other activities. I would like to let you know, you probably know already, but if you do, you hear one more time from me. If you have any Italian background, please come to our club and join it, because we have a lot of beautiful events and we try our hardest to maintain our heritage, which is a wonderful thing. And I think we should try, because if we don't, we fail. And I personally don't want to fail. Thank you.
Thank you, Guido. Guido, we are a social club, but we have a very strong presence in the community. We are very community focused. We donate heavily to the community, to the different charities. Mm-hmm. We have a number of events like the Columbus Day Parade, the evening in the piazza, and so many other things that are very much community focused. So, are you proud of everything that we do here?
Very much so. If I wasn't, I wouldn't be here tonight, I'll tell you that. And I wish everybody would feel as proud as I do. I'm sure most of us do. And again, if you're not a member of the club, come over, see us, see what we do. You're going to like it. Thank you.
Very good. Guido, it's a pleasure to have you as a vice president and be so vocal about the activities of the Italian American Club. I know you feel very strongly. And we do a lot of things for the membership as well. We're a social club. One of the new things that we have is our bocce field, professionally done, and we have a tournament going on. So the membership does have a lot of fun as well. Guido, I want to say a few words in italiano, if you don't mind. Ciao e benvenuti al nostro programma di Columbus Day qui a Putnam County. Ogni anno il Club Italo-Americano di Mayapack festeggia Colombo con tante attività. Speriamo che le feste di quest'anno vi piacciono. Venite a celebrare e a divertirvi con noi. Ciao e a presto. Now, a few words about this year's festivities. Preparations began back in February. Believe it or not. The committee came together and we began to plan out the activities for the year. This year is a very special year for many, many reasons. And what I'd like to do, I'd like to invite Linda Cefaloni, the chairwoman of the Journal Committee, to explain why this year is such a special year. Linda?
Thank you, Giulio. Well, this year we are celebrating, our theme coincides with the County Executive's declaration that Putnam County is celebrating the year of the millennial. And the millennial is a group of people that is the largest segment of our population presently. It's the nation's largest living generation. They are 75 million strong, and it represents 25% of the United States population. So roughly if you're in the 20 to 40 age bracket, you are a millennial. And the millennial generation has surpassed the baby boomers. Some of us are baby boomers, but they have surpassed us in numbers. And the reason why the year of the millennial is so important is because they have a huge amount of political power and spending power. As the largest group of consumers, we need to do our best to recruit and retain them in Putnam County. So those millennials that grew up in Putnam County, we don't want them to move away after they come back from college. We don't want them to go down to the city or move to another state. And so our county executive is doing a few things to encourage them to stay. And one thing is to encourage real estate opportunities, to make housing affordable for them, and also leisure and travel, to provide opportunities for more recreational activities so that they don't migrate to other locations. Our Putnam County Golf Course is looked as a drawing card for different types of concerts and venue for different events. Tilly Foster Farm is a culinary, organic to farm table dining adventure that the government has undertaken. So those are just two things, they're two examples of leisure and travel. Also, she's focusing on mobility. We know that the millennials do not necessarily want to buy a car, but they want mobility. They want to be able to get back and forth from different places. So the county is exploring Uber, ride sharing, and Lyft to complement people that are driving, increased rail lines and bus and taxis. And then technology. Of course, where would we be without technology? Our millennials grew up with the computer. They don't know what life exists without a computer. So she's encouraging that we improve our cell phone service and increase the infrastructure to meet the needs of future generations and our first responders. So this generation is important. We want to do our best to understand them. The front cover of our journal this year has, this is a mock-up version of what the journal will look like. And you can see that we are building on prior generations. So we're starting with the turn of the century and then going into the greatest generation, Generation X, the millennials, and so the baby boomers and then the millennials at the top of the ladder. So we draw our strengths from previous generations. Where would we be without our previous generations? So that's the part of the theme, and then also focusing on the strengths of this generation, which would be instant information, being able to get information quickly at their fingertips, which also means instant gratification. If you want something, you can go online and just buy it, which is a little dangerous because if you're using a credit card, you're not necessarily growing up with the values of save until you can afford to buy something. And also, this generation also grew up knowing that the world is not exactly a safe place. We never worried when we went to school as baby boomers, but this generation grew up with 9/11, with Columbine school shootings, drug addiction. So there are things that make them there's a little bit of trepidation. And so it influences, how they think, what they're committed to. They're entrepreneurial, they're very charitable, they fight for social justice and causes. It's a very interesting group. We're very proud of this generation, and we're proud of what we've contributed into turning them into millennials. So please, make sure if you come to our dinner dance, you will get a free copy of this journal. And, please look for, our write-up about the cover. And if you have a millennial at home, just, know that they are the product of a little bit of us, prior generations, but bring forth to the next generation many, many strengths. Okay, Julia.
Thank you, Linda. Very, very interesting explanation of the millennials, which I think comprises over 25% of the U.S. population now, which is amazing. The Italian American Club also appeals to the millennial generation. We have a very rich website where we post everything. We publish everything on Facebook. We do a number of things that appeals to millennials, such as the evening in the piazza. We have a bocce tournament, as I mentioned before. We have our parade. We have Putnam's Got Talent, a talent show, wine tasting and competition. These are all things that appeal to millennials, and we invite them to check out our website, ItalianAmericanClubOfMayapack.org, for all the events that come up. Join us. We need millennials more than ever. Okay, this year is also a very special year because we have espoused a beautiful, great, second to none charity in our community. In the past, we have espoused, sponsored many charities such as Wounded Warrior, Make-A-Wish Foundation, Drug Crisis in Our Backyard, the Pajama Program. And this year we are lucky that we have chosen an organization which is making such a big difference in our community to people who are stricken with the dreaded disease of cancer. I want to introduce the president, CEO, leader, whatever title you want me to use, Amy Sage, who heads up Community Cares. She founded Community Cares. I want Amy to just explain to us what Community Cares is all about. Amy?
Thank you so much. First of all, I want to thank the Italian American Club and all your members for your support this year. 2017 is a special year for Community Cares as well because it's the 10th year that we have served our community. I founded Community Cares in 2007 after I was diagnosed with breast cancer, caring for my 3 small children. I started Community Cares as a way to give back the help and support that I received when I was going through cancer treatments. I founded the 501c3 in 2007, and we provide meals, laundry, and cleaning service for moms and dads going through cancer treatments with children to care for in their household. And we recently have reached out, and we are now serving families who are caring for children who are stricken with cancer. So we specifically serve families in the district in Putnam County, Northern Westchester, and also Southern Dutchess. It's been a mission of mine over these years. We've seen a lot of families stricken with disease and sickness, and we offer the simple little things that help them get through the day. It's just a warm meal, a smile with a caring volunteer at the door. It's not having to worry about cleaning your bathrooms this week because they have a cleaning service come. And also wash and fold. I know as a young mother, I was washing and folding laundry every single day. So we are able to have organizations wash and fold the laundry and bring it to them. And we have fundraisers also throughout the year. But it is organizations like the Italian American Club that reach out to our organization that really means a lot. All of our funding comes locally from person to person and from neighbor to neighbor. We don't have any large corporations funding us. We're not a government agency. All the money comes from person to person. So it's very special that you're reaching out to Community Cares this year. And I really appreciate all your help and support. And this has been a wonderful year for Community Cares. I was so proud to find out that we were the chosen charity in 2017. And it's been a lot of fun being involved in your activities. And I can't say enough about the Italian American Club and your membership and all that you do for our entire community year after year. Your commitment to Putnam County is steadfast. And I'm so pleased to be a part of your fundraising activities. And I will always support the Italian American Club with the parades, the night at the piazza, and the journal ads, and your dinner dances. You guys are just amazing, and I want to thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. It is us who is indebted to you and to your organization. We are indeed your neighbors. Anything that we can do to lighten the burden, we will gladly do. So thank you very much. We are very proud of you, and you're doing God's work. Let's just say, okay? Once our events expenses are paid off with the fundraising that we do, and we pay all the expenses that we have, we hope to make a substantial contribution to Community Cares, to be decided as we go forward. But you have our promise that we will contribute substantially to your organization. And so stay tuned. So thank you again, Amy. Thank you very much. Talking about events and fundraisers, we just had on August 19th the Ferragosto evening in the Piazza, very successful festa on the Chamber Park, right on the lake. We have our pageant tomorrow evening, September 8th. Our dinner dance, second to none, at Villa Barone Manor here in Route 6, Meapac, on September the 24th, on 1:30. We have our big Columbus Day parade on Sunday, October the 1st. Come on out and march with us. We have all kinds of organizations. We have horses and llamas and trucks and so on. On Sunday, October the 8th, we have a concert and a mass scheduled at St. John's the Evangelist Church on East Lake Boulevard in Mahopac. We have Don Felice and Theo, the tenor. Theo, they will be singing for the concert and then throughout the Mass. So that starts at 10 o'clock a.m. I encourage you to stay tuned and look for our Facebook advertising and also our website, ItalianAmericanClubofMahopac.org. We want to thank our partners this year for these festivities, the Greater Mahopac and Carmel Chamber of Commerce, who will also be holding very exciting street festival on Sunday, October the 1st, starting at 11:30 a.m. and continuing in the afternoon with music, fun, games, and food. So we have the parade that day and also the street festival right here in downtown Mahopac. Now, all these events and activities would not be possible without the hard work performed by our committee. I have a list of all the committee members here. I am indebted to them, each and every one of them. I want to mention their name very quickly. Dominic Bauco, Susanna Bertolozzi, Guido Boniello, Barbara Boniello, B. and Louis Cefaloni, Linda and Giulio Cefaloni, Cheryl Comito, Joseph Coretti, Anna and Tony Crecco, Nicole Cristoforo, Artie and Lucy DeFeo, Andrew De Stefano, Josephine Egan, Frank Giordano, Bonnie Palmiero, Tom and Joanne Fallon, Nunzio Recine, Anne-Marie Santaniello, Phyllis Scafidi, Nick Scafidi, Tony Scannapieco, Joseph and Maria Ziola, and many, many more in the background. But these are the people in the front lines. So I really appreciate everything that they helped me with. A special thanks to the Journal Committee, Linda Cefaloni, Kristen and Nick Fanine from Fanine Marketing, Nick Scafidi and the entire team for putting so much work into making our beautiful journal a reality each year. It's truly an outstanding work of art, and we thank you very much. So thank you, Linda. Thank you, Amy and Guido, our Vice President. We will take a short break, and we will be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My fellow citizens of our great mosaic we call America. Americans of Italian descent and heritage, like many other immigrant groups, continue to build the fabric of this country and contribute in every walk of life. It is no different here in Putnam County. Now, I would like to introduce some very special people, our 2017 marshals. To my right, I have Cavaliere Nicola Trombetta. To my far right, I have Mr. Tom Felon. And to my left, I have Mr. Giulio Rinaldi. We are so very proud of these Italian Americans and their heritage. Especially during these very difficult times, for our country and the world, we appreciate these proud and great contributors to our community and to our country. I would like to get to know our marshals a little bit. So let me start with our Grand Marshal, Nicola Trombetta, Cavaliere Nicola Trombetta. Born in Solofra, provincia di Avellino, in 1972, he immigrated to the United States and he settled in the Bronx, New York, Little Italy. In 1984, he naturalized as an American citizen. He spent the elementary years at St. Andrew the Apostle in Solofra. High school, he spent at St. Joseph Seminary in Riccia for 2 years. And then he finished high school at Francesco Guarini in 1969. He holds a GED diploma. Nicola worked with his parents in his shop in Solofra. They worked in the tanning trade for some years. He also worked as an auto mechanic and service manager for Fiat, Alfa Romeo, Lancia, and many domestic cars. Since 2002, he is employed as a building inspector for the Housing Preservation Department of New York City. He is based in Arthur Avenue in the Bronx. He also worked at St. Barnabas Hospital as a security and administration driver. Believe it or not, he also worked at Sears Roebuck as a salesperson. Many hats, my friend. His parents, Giovanni and Anna Trombetta, obviously were in Solofra with him in the tanning business. He is the oldest of 5 children. He married Maria Baggio in 1981, and they have 4 children. Let me tell you a little bit about Nicola's involvement in the community. He is the founder of many organizations, among them the Italian American Federation of Bronx and Lower Westchester, Italian Club of Mount Carmel Youth, Belmont Italian American Community Association, Società Solofrana, Michael the Archangel and Friends, co-founder of the Federazione Campana USA, of which he has been serving as president for many years. He is on the parish council of Mount Carmel Parish in the Bronx. He heads up the Ferragosto in Belmont in the Bronx. He's a special minister of the Eucharist, a lector, and he also sings. And in 2006, he was bestowed the Knight of Templar by the Italian government, and that's why he is Cavaliere. He's recognized both in Italy and the USA, serving the Italian-American community throughout the world. So, Nicola, congratulations on your great accomplishments. You are truly a remarkable young man, because you are a young man. Where did you find the time to do all this?
That's a nice question, and it's a question that everybody asks me. Fortunately, I'm a person that when I come from work, I don't go to sleep until 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And my time to the community is devolved between 5 o'clock and 12 or 1 o'clock at night. That means computer work, letters, try to get together with people. And then, of course, day and night, then we're going to have meetings, we have get-togethers. Well, as soon as I come from work, showering, bingo, out, without eating. When I come back, 10, 11 o'clock, my wife left me whatever they ate, or if there is nothing, Chinese food.
Chinese food.
I mean, that's the only way if you want to get involved with the community.
Or pasta aglio. Or pasta aglio olio.
Pasta aglio olio is the best. Otherwise, there is no time for do as many things than are really involved in it.
I understand.
But I'm glad. I'm very happy. I'm doing it because I like to do it, not because I'm forced or because, no. It's in my blood. I always was like this since I was a little kid.
I understand. Nicola, what attracted you to come to the United States of America?
I don't understand the question.
Why did you want to come here into the U.S.?
Well, when I came to the United States, first of all, I was only 17 years old. So I came because my father came over. Why we came over? Because there was back then a reunion, family reunion, if you remember the law by President Nixon, and reuniting the family. So my uncle made a sponsor to my father, and we decided to come over, and to reunite the family, even for a better future. Because yes, in Italy we had a shop, we had a store. We were doing good. My father was like a kind of taxi Uber today, okay? And we were doing pretty good. But it was not enough. Not enough. So my father thought that maybe moving into United States, like my uncle used to say, would be a better future for us kids, for the tomorrow. And that's why they take the sacrifice to come over.
So has America fulfilled your dream of giving you all the opportunities you wanted? And have you taken advantage of those opportunities?
Oh, yes.
It looks like from your biography that you have.
Oh, yes. Many satisfactions. Very active in whatever I do. I am a kind of fortunate person because it looks like whatever I do, I'm doing good and I'm doing great, and I appreciate not only me, myself, and my family, but others, like the Italian American Club of Maupec, to elect me as a chairman of this, Columbus Day 2017. They must see something on me then maybe I not even see, and my family not even see. But, I really happy what I'm doing, my achievement. As you say, as I say in my bio, I work every stage of life. I did driving. I worked with Sears for 10 years. I work in a hospital. I had my own shop. I had to stop because I was having problem in breathing, believe it or not. They thought that I had asthma, and instead was, the fumes of the cars, because back then we don't have all the exhaust and all the things that we have today. So I had to stop that and start another job, another thing. Lately I went to work with the city of New York the last 15 years, which I'm doing great and I'm doing good and I'm very glad. And so everything looks like my dreams come true.
Absolutely. Nicola, you are a great contributor to the community. What drives you? Why are you so intent on being so active in the community?
Helping people. When I came to the United States, I see a lot of kids and a lot of us that were my age, no language, don't know anybody, no car, transferred from one world to another, okay? We have nothing. Yes, we had a family, yes, but that's what there was. And, and since then I was trying to help my friends and other people that they don't understand English. I would not understand English either, but I was trying to help them to see what was the problem, what we can do, how can we solve, how can we the kids to school, what's going on, why you have a problem with the teacher. And, try all the time to be involved, try to help somebody. And that remains with me. And in all this, I got to be honest with you, and I want to be publicly say, I got to thank my family, my mother and father, first of all, because my father always never put a foot in front of me, never said, don't do this or don't do that. Every time was something for the community, always prone to let me do it and to help me at times. And then when I got married, I got to really thank my wife, because it's not easy. I mean, to come back late nights and go out, and most of the time, many days, go out, even when it was my kid, birthdays, and we have meetings and we have a fair with the federation and with the other federation also, leave everything, leave your family in the back for the benefit of others. And thank God that 37 years we're still together. That means she appreciates also what I'm doing, and I'm glad for that.
And I know she joins you in a lot of things. Nicola, you have this love for promoting Italian-American causes. Why do you have this love? What drives you to that?
First of all, we have it in the blood. As an Italian, I don't believe we are the people that we turn our back to anybody. So we are born with not to be selfish, but to help others. If we see anybody, even if he fall in the middle of the street, we are the kind of person that we go there and say, are you okay? Anything happen? You need anything? So we have it in the blood. This is a nature. We're not like menefreghisti. We care. And some people is a little bit more than another. Maybe that one of the millions or one of the 100,000, it's me, then I do just have a little bit more than another. I need my blood, this kind of thing. I love to do it. I love to help people, then they need anything.
And what kind of challenges have you had as you did all this? I've been doing this for quite many years.
I started in 1984. The person then, let's put it this way, discovered me. We are in discovery in situation with Cristoforo Colombo. The person that discovered me, and he told me, Nicola, you gotta fulfill what you're doing, because you're good, and this was Tommaso Solomon. I don't know if you remember Cavaliere Tommaso Solomon. He was a co-founder of the Federation also, and he was my mentor. He was a person, something always present to help others. And when you see people, then they're 70, 80 years old, and they care about the community, they care about other people, and you are 25, 30 years old, you started thinking that this person don't do this for himself. He don't need to do it. He had a shop. He had 50, 60 women working for him. Why he had to do all that? So, You take as an example, and then as a mentor. And that was my mentor, Tommaso Solomone.
What was your greatest joy over the years? Has there been something that you can point to and say, wow, that was the greatest joy that I experienced?
Honestly, the birth of my kids. In the community, every day for me is a joy. Every time I am with people, every time I organize something, every time I see people coming and people get together, I'm happy, but the joy of seeing your kids born, it's above and beyond anything else.
I agree, Nicola. Nicola, in today's world, we all think about each other's ethnicities. You know, we think we're of Irish descent, of German descent, Italian descent. Do you consider yourself an American, an Italian American, all the above? What do you consider yourself?
Sorry. On this, I got to be very honest. I'm an Italian American because I chose to be. I have a double citizenship, but I cannot deny my blood. I'm Italian. I'm born in Italy. I'm Italian. I respect my country. I respect America for all the chance and all the choices that he give it to me. And I can never, what do you say? You never spit in the plate where you're eating, but you can never forget your mother.
I know. I understand. Nicola, any last words? Puoi parlare anche in italiano se vuoi.
No, voglio solamente ringraziare il club di Maupec, l'Italia American Club di Maupec, per questo onore che mi hanno conferito. Loro sono anche parte attiva della federazione, dell'associazione della campagna USA, di cui sono presidente. E mi auguro, ho sentito prima nell'altra intervista, le tantissime attività che già sapevo che fanno, oltre a questo nuovo millennium che hanno impigliato i giovani per partecipare a questa società. Beh, io mi associo e dico ai giovani si intende dai 18 ai 35-40 anni, di join the club, perché quello che fanno loro in questa zona non è stato mai fatto prima e non sarà mai fatto dopo, perciò fatevi avanti, venite, aiutate, fate che questa società si ingrandisca molto di più e fa tante ancora opere buone come le sta facendo.
Nicola, grazie. And we'll switch to English again. Thank you very much for accepting this honor to be a Grand Marshal this year. You are recognized as a driving force in the tri-state area throughout the United States and Italy. We thank you for being such a beacon of our causes, for speaking up and for doing so much good in the community, in helping everyone that you see. Grazie, Nicola.
Thank you very much.
Auguri. Auguroni.
Grazie.
I would like to turn to one of our honorary Grand Marshals, Tom Phelan. Tom is a member of the Italian American Club. Let me tell you a little bit about Tom Phelan. Tom was born in Mount Vernon, New York. He attended St. Michael Academy High School. He attended NYU on a scholarship in Romance languages. He studied and lived in Madrid, Spain, traveled extensively throughout Italy and Europe. He received his master's degree in Spain. Am I correct so far? In the early years, he worked as an auto mechanic and construction with Dad. That's where he got his strength. He worked on a golf course in high school. He was a caddy and then a groundskeeper. For many, many years, Tom taught Spanish and French at Valhalla High School. He also was the department head, and he became also the union president, the teachers' union president. Tom's family, Regina Giordano and Edward Phelan. He referred to himself, or people referred to him as he was growing up in Mount Vernon, mezzo Irish or mezzo Italiano. Let me translate that. Half Irish and half Italian. But in slang, mezzo Irish, 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 that, it was Italianized. He grew up in an Italian neighborhood, learned Italian from grandparents, not the Italian of Dante Alighieri, but he learned the dialects of Salerno and Calabria. And you put them together and you get quite a concoction. In 1961, he married Joanne Di Paolo. And at that point, he had to learn another dialect, the Intro d'Acquese, which is a dialect from a little town in the provincia di Aquila, Abruzzi. It's called Intro d'Acquese, correct, Tom? Okay, so you put Salerno, Calabria, Abruzzi together and you get a big minestrone. And so Tom had to deal with all this. He moved to Meopac in 1962. Tom and Joanne have 3 children, Larry, Melinda, and Sean, and 6 grandchildren. Tom has served as the vice president of the Italian American Club, and he enjoys making all kinds of repairs and beautifying the club every spare moment that he has, and we thank him for that. I think Tom is an accomplished professional. Tom, describe the early years with your grandparents growing up in Mount Vernon.
Well, it was a very interesting experience because my grandparents only spoke Italian at home, and it was very difficult for me to communicate with them. But I had to learn, so what I would do is I would ask them different things. How do you say certain words? How do you do stuff? And they would give me the information. And I remember the very first thing I ever learned from my grandmother, the first sentence I ever learned, because I learned a lot of words, but I never learned sentences. And it was when we had to go across the street, up the street, to the local panaderia, and to order bread for next week. And that was the first sentence I learned. And it was, now I forget it, right? I had to say, voglio un pane per la settimana che viene, un piccolo pane. That's what I remember.
Very nice. Very nice accent, too.
My accent is more Spanish than Italian, usually.
So the early years with grandparents obviously were joyous ones. What traditions did you get from them?
Well, they definitely brought back all the traditions from Valle della Lucania. That's where my grandfather was from. When I was 19, I was lucky enough to visit my family before they all spread out and passed. The traditions that permeated the Salerno province of Vallo were brought back to our household. And our Italian American family was very big. We used to go to Glen Island Beach, not the casino, the beach, and with big family picnics. Then later on, it was Orchard Beach. But it was something to behold. You would have everybody bringing a whole bunch of different things from different regions because the family was spread out. And we would have anything from chicken to steak to pizza to minestra, everything. It was
formaggio, vino.
Vino without saying.
And pane, right? And bread. Now, I know that you're very close to your family. Where did you get the sense of a close-knit family? Is that something you learned as a youngster?
It was definitely from the Italian side of my family, because the family itself was very close-knit. We had, as I said, lots of relatives, always coming over to the house, always spreading the Italian-American culture, or the Italian culture, actually. But they were all Americanized at the time. That closeness definitely came from that side of the family.
Now, you obviously, you were a teacher, a professional of Romance languages. Did you get the love of Romance languages from your experiences in your family as a youngster? Where did you get that love from?
The Romance languages definitely came from my family, because when I first started college, I wasn't planning on being a teacher. I was planning on being a doctor. And I started to take Spanish as my first language, and I just fell in love with it because of my love for Italian as I was growing up, and my visiting my family in Italy. But that changed, and I then started to take not only Spanish, but Italian and French. Actually, the second language I took was French. And I only started to take Italian my junior year when it was a little more convenient for me to fit it in my schedule.
Now, I know you just came back from Italy with your
Right.
family. Tell us a little bit about that experience you just had, and also past experiences in traveling through Italy, Europe, all of Europe.
My experiences traveling have been phenomenal. Fortunately, I've married a beautiful woman, Joanne, who comes from a little town, as you mentioned, in Trodacqua, provincia di Abruzzi. And I've been there more times than I can count. This past time, we just went because of an unfortunate circumstance that happened several years ago. My wife's brother was a world champion wrestler, and they had dedicated a statue in his honor, and it was unfortunately broken, and it had to be repaired. So we had it repaired, and the whole family was there. All my children, my grandchildren were there, and we celebrated that particular thing, that episode. And the rest of the trip was, fortunately, a trip that we had already taken, but my nephew wanted to go down to Sicily. I don't know why Sicily. I mean, I could have stayed in
La bella Sicilia.
Bella Sicilia. And fortunately, we met up in Rome, and we took the tour, went down to Pompeii, Sorrento, crossed the Strait of Messina, and then spent another week traveling throughout Sicily, and had a beautiful experience.
Very nice. Now, do your children and grandchildren share your love of language, European culture, travel?
Absolutely. My son, my youngest son, well, first of all three children speak a little Spanish and a little Italian, but my youngest son spent 6 weeks living in Trodacqua one summer, where he developed more of a love for the language. And my grandchildren, also my granddaughter is taking Italian right now in high school. My grandson took Spanish in high school, but they all love it. They were with us this past vacation and communicated quite admirably, I must say.
Very nice, very nice. Tom, any traditions you keep in your household, you and Joanne, these days that you can trace back to your grandparents? Is it on feast days or the specific dishes?
You know, most of the cooking is Italian style, Italian-American style, obviously. But since I don't do any cooking, I'm fortunate to have a wife who's a great cook. We do practice what we have always used in our past with the macaronis. We call it macaroni, not pasta. I don't know why everybody calls it pasta. It's macaroni to me. You know, the problem with the word sauce and gravy.
And gravy,
It's always
yeah.
gravy. I don't know. But anyway,
That continues.
it still continues. No. But we do share a lot of the customs, and mostly the religious customs also.
Very nice. So what does it mean for you to be chosen as honorary Grand Marshal for
Well,
the parade?
it's a great honor, but it's even a greater honor sitting next to Nicola. Notice, everybody can understand why he was picked as the Grand Marshal. I mean, he's just unbelievable, his experience and what he has done to the communities that he served. It is a tremendous honor for me to be selected by the committee, and I will never forget it. Thank you.
Any last words, Tom?
Last words? No, I'm always at a loss for words when you ask questions like that.
Well, congratulations, Tom.
Thank you very
Congratulations on being selected as honorary Grand Marshal, and we look forward to a beautiful parade, a dinner dance, where we will install our marshals. Thank you very much. Let's turn our attention to our other honorary Grand Marshal. Don't worry about it, my friend. We'll have Mr. Giulio Rinaldi. We will have a good time with Giulio. Congratulations, Giulio. You bear my name, or I bear your name. Let me tell you a little bit about Giulio Rinaldi. Giulio Rinaldi was born in Ripi, provincia di Frosinone, in the region of Lazio. Lazio is the region that holds Rome, the capital of Italy. He is the youngest of 4 children, and he's a young man still. He loves to spend time, lots of time, with his grandchildren, and to travel to Ripi many, many times. He absolutely loves to play bocce. He is, as a matter of fact, he's a member of the Italian American Club. He is one of the champions of bocce at the Italian American Club. Nobody can beat this guy. He loves to play cards, and he says he loves to cook. We'll see later. But bocce is his passion. For some reason, the way he throws the ball, he puts some English on it, and for some reason, it always finds its way near the pallino. I don't understand. I've tried to beat him a number of times, and I can never do it. Professionally, Giulio was a tank operator in the Italian Army from 1953 to 55. In 1956, he worked in construction as a foreman. In 1994, he retired and also and began to work as a waiter. And since 1994, he has become a professional bocce player. Giulio came to the United States because he did not want to run the family business in Italy. What kind of business was that?
Deli.
A deli business?
Deli business, yeah, right.
He did not want any part of that. He came to the U.S. in 1956, settled in the Bronx. He married, in 1959, he married Antonietta Fontarello. They have 3 children, right. Louis, Donna, and Julie, 6 grandchildren. In 1973, he moved to Valhalla. 2004, he moved to Yorktown. He joined the Italian American Club in 2004, and he absolutely loves to uphold his Italian heritage and play bocce. Okay, Giulio, you came from Italy a long, long time ago, okay?
I believe it.
Describe to me your experience when you came to the United States. What was it like for you?
It was very bad because I never worked in a construction.
Let me see this. Okay. Yep.
It was pretty bad for me, for myself, because I never.
Hold it.
I never worked in the construction. I worked in a deli all the time, and then I was a mechanic in Italy also. It was pretty bad for me because the construction was very, very heavy for me. But I got to keep on going to construction because I had to support my family. And then where the money was, because when I came over here, I started as a mechanic, but there wasn't no money involved to be a mechanic. So I went to work in the construction. The construction gave me a better life. So I stick with in the construction. That's it for 45 years.
What were some of the obstacles, some of the challenges, some of the things that made your life difficult?
And because I was a foreman, I had a lot of responsibility with the owner of the building. Because I had to push those guys over there. That time you had to be careful because it was not easy to push your people at that time because it was a pretty bad. The union was a pretty bad, and that's it.
So you had to be very diplomatic.
Very diplomatic to push those people in there. That's all.
So you had to get work done. And you had to gently push all the workers,
right.
And at the same time, you had to show a lot of respect for them. Otherwise, they wouldn't do any work for you.
Not at all.
At the same time, you had to make the boss happy, right?
But I believe it.
Okay.
Otherwise, I don't get paid.
Otherwise, you don't get paid. Did you have any problems with the language when you came from Italy? Did you speak English?
No, I don't speak English, but I don't have a very big problem because in the construction most of them was all Italian, so. I went by pretty good, no problem.
Where did you work in construction?
Down in the city, Manhattan, all the time, for 45 years.
Did you build any buildings that we can recognize today?
Yeah, all over. But I worked in 20 buildings. We built about 20 buildings. Down on 34th Street, 56th Street, the 72nd Street, all over the place, all over Manhattan.
These are all these big skyscrapers you worked on?
Right.
And what kind of work did you exactly do? Were you a scaffoldman? Were you?
No. Actually, I worked for the owner of the building all the time, and we had to just to clean the floor all the time. For the next tray that come in, and we had to clean the floor.
Okay. So now, explain why you really wanted to come to the United States and leave your family business in Italy. Is it
Because I don't like the deli. I don't like the deli. I can tell my father or my brother, my mother, say I don't want to be there. I don't want to get involved with the business. So I came over in this country.
Did you have family over here?
No,
when
I
you
had
came?
nobody over here. Just when I came over here, I was by myself. And then until I met my wife, and then we got married. That's it. I don't have nobody here.
How did
No
you
relative.
how did you meet your wife?
She was working on Alexandria as a, what's it called, the word? Code check?
Kochak?
Code check,
Okay.
yeah, right. Then I met him over there.
Okay. So, Alex and Henry's, that's a name from the past. Tell us about what that was.
Very good people. Alexandria was very good people. Give us a lot of opportunity to be working there. A lot of paisani of mine, they're working there.
This was the Villa Barone of 50 years ago, 40 years ago.
Right.
And first it was down in the South Bronx on 149.
Now we move in Eastchester.
Then they moved to Eastchester,
Right.
and now they're no more. They're
more.
gone.
They're all gone.
Yeah.
Get it.
And those were paisani of ours, because I'm from Ripi too.
We come from the same town. We come
That's
from the same town. In fact, about a quarter mile of each other.
Right. Now, did you work as a waiter over there?
Yes, I work as a waiter.
Okay.
I did it for 2 years. And then I gave up because I couldn't take anymore. I was working 6 days at my job, my regular job in the construction. Then Saturday, Sunday, I used to go to work in there. But I couldn't take anymore, so I had to give up after 2 years.
Were the tips good?
Are you kid? Over there, no tip that much.
I remember, I think I remember being at Alex and Henry's in Eastchester, and you were the waiter of my table, I think, if I remember correctly. I probably tipped you, probably very well, but I don't remember.
Are you kid? No way.
Giulio, do you miss Italy? Do you miss Ripi?
You better believe I miss it.
Why do you miss Ripi?
Because I was born there. I love it. I love Italy. I love my town.
What?
But I love this country also, you know.
Why do you love Ripi? Tell me why you love
I was
Ripi.
born over there.
So what?
Forget it. What, you kidding me or what? I never forget that. I never forget Ripi.
You never forget it. Where did you live in Ripi?
I don't even know about nothing.
No, where did you live?
Where I live, in alla Croce, come si chiama?
The Cross.
Alla Croce, yeah, right.
Okay.
Very in a town, in other words.
In the town.
Right.
I lived outside the town, in the periferia.
Right.
We were the poor ones. You were the rich one.
Yeah,
you were
sure,
living
right.
in the town.
A San Giovanni Utrique.
So why do you love the United States? You say you love the United States and you love Ripi. Why?
Yeah, but because I'm good living, good, I got a nicer family, 6 grandchildren, nice, beautiful 6 grandchildren, 2 daughters and 1 boy, so that's it.
Nothing to complain.
Nothing to complain, not at
So
all.
America gave you everything that you ever
I
desired.
got a beautiful wife, so what else? And that's it.
What else?
Nothing.
Now, tell me a little bit about, do you have some traditions, some things that you do with your wife and your family that you brought from Italy, that you remember from Italy? For example, do you have a special time of the year? Do you make salsiccia? Do you make, do you make cheese?
It's a tradition. We make a homemade sausage. We make our own tomatoes.
You do make tomatoes.
We jar all the tomatoes, and our tradition is that we cook Italian style.
You cook Italian style.
Italian style.
Ripari style. Well, we'll see. And you still do those things today?
Yes.
And your kids help you to do all those things?
Not really.
So but they help you to eat it, right?
They're helping me to eat, not to waste about it, but not they're helping me to work.
Well, you got to encourage them even more, because guess what, Julia? You got to pass it on to them. You got to teach them how to do it, so that it goes, in the future.
Maybe.
Maybe. But
Maybe.
you promise me you're going to teach them?
I don't know if God give me more time, yes.
All right. Julio, are you happy you are the honorary Grand Marshal of the,
Yes.
this
Very
year?
happy, yes.
Is it an honor for you?
It's an honor for me, yes.
Very good.
Otherwise, I wouldn't accept it.
Any last words that you want to say about the Italian club? Anything you want to say?
Italian club, I enjoy the Italian club because I I have a place to go, and then it's another expense. It's another expense to belong to.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's beautiful.
And you have a lot of friends here,
I
right?
have a lot of friends. Yeah, I got place to go. Every night we come and play Portugal every night.
And I got to tell you something. All these friends that you have over here, they want to beat you a butcher.
That's okay. So no problem with that.
Okay, Giulio, congratulations. Auguri.
Thank you.
Auguri. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening to our three marshals here. I congratulate each and every one of you. You are all accomplished individuals in your own field. You have done well. America has given you so much. Tom, you are not naturalized, so America, you are an American to begin with. But for us immigrants, America, you have been nothing less than perfection for us, for all the opportunities that you have given us, and we thank you, we thank you. And we thank you, three gentlemen, for being such great role models and for being so helpful in our community. So thank you very much. We will take a short break and we'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. In closing, I would like to remind you of a couple key dates coming up. First of all, we have our dinner dance on Sunday, September 24th at 1:30 at Villa Barone. On October 1st, Sunday, October 1st, we have our big Columbus Day parade. Line up 1:30, and the parade begins at 2:30 on Route 6, Lake Cassie Road. On Sunday, October the 8th, at St. John the Evangelist Church in Mayapack on East Lake Boulevard, we have our concert and mass starting at 10 o'clock. So please join us for those key events. These events can also be found on our website, ItalianAmericanClubofMayapack.org. Please look us up. If you would like to march in the parade or need more information, please visit our website or call me on 845-745-2655. And now, our thanks. We would like to take a moment to express once again our special thanks to the Columbus Day Festivities Committee and to all the participants in today's show. We have our Vice President, Guido Boniello, Linda Safaloni, our Chairwoman of the Journal. We have our Grand Marshal, Nicola Trombetta, Cavaliere Nicola Trombetta, our Honorary Grand Marshal, Tom Phelan, and our Honorary Grand Marshal, Giulio Rinaldi. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being such dedicated contributors to our community. It is individuals like you that make us want to live here. Keep up the great work. I would also like to thank all the community merchants. And before I do that, I would like to thank Amy Sage, President of the Community Cares, for being here with this evening. I also want to take this opportunity to thank our community merchants who support us each year in our journal. Please frequent our businesses and let's keep the shopping in Putnam. Last but not least, please allow me to thank our behind-the-scenes people, my friend, the cameraman today, Nick Scafidi, all the other folks behind the scenes that make this possible. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for making this possible. Until next year, we invite all of you to join in our Columbus Day festivities. Come and have some fun with us. Buona salute, arrivederci, God bless America, and keep our world safe. Ciao.